Hello friends, welcome hip cats, groovy chicks, and finger poppin' daddies. Welcome to the Jazz Ranch. I want to give you a special video tonight on the use of rootless voicings as used by Bill Evans. And I'm going to be illustrating them in the song My Romance, which is one of his signature songs. He played this all the time. He recorded it more than one recording and also played it on his gigs often. Usually in a swinging medium tempo version or up tempo version. And I'm going to be showing you how he would have interpreted the rootless voicings, which are inversions of block chords, adding ninths and 13ths and 11ths and sharp 11ths and that sort of thing to create more color, and how to use those in an economy of motion. In other words, moving in small intervals, stepwise, chromatic, and that type of thing. And how to use this to create the professional sound playing with a trio or also playing solo. So here we go now with, I'm going to play the song My Romance, my interpretation of it now, based on the influence of Bill Evans, and then talk about it later on. So here we go with My Romance. Okay, welcome to the Jazz Ranch studio. I'm going to be talking about what I played, and this is a signature song of Bill Evans, My Romance, Rodgers and Hart, and I want to show you rootless voicings, the type of things that you need to learn when playing with a trio. And it's also good for solo piano as well. You can play the bass note and the rootless voicing. But they're particularly good when you're playing with a bass player because he's already playing the bass note and you don't need to double it. You can play a color tone, and that's what happens here. And you get economy of motion. That's the important thing, is that one chord moves to the next with very slight increments, whole steps and half steps for the most part. And then you can change position, but then you go with that same sort of concept of small movement. small movements. You want economy of motion here. So I'm just going to, as a review, now I have this covered in my book and my appendix. I have various drills, and I have videos I've done on rootless voicings in the past to show you the basics. But I'm just going to give you a quick review of the two forms, the A form and the B form, in the key of C, playing 2-5-1. Now, D minor 7, G7, root position. That's the root position. D minor 7 in root position. G7 becomes second inversion. C major 7 is root position. So if you take it up to the first inversion, you would take that up and take the bottom note out and put it on the top. So instead of 1, 3, 5, 7, now you have 3, 5, 7, 1. The rule is drop the 1, add the 9th. Now you have D minor 9. And to go to the G7, all you have to do is just lower that one note from the C to the B, gives you a G 9-13. If you analyze it, that's what you end up with. So, and then from that move, you just move this one down, retain that second one, move this one down, and move the bottom one down, and you've got your C major 9, you see? So you're playing upper extensions, you're adding the 9ths to the chord. Now to go to the third inversion, you go up to there, so the 7th is on the bottom, there's the root, drop the root, add the 9th, so you got 7, 9, 3, 5. So now to get to the G7, that's the D minor 9, there it is. To get to the G7, you just have to lower that bottom note to there. It's going to give you the G9, 13, you see. And then to get to the C, you're just going to lower these notes to there. So you want to learn these moves, the A form, this was the A form, this is the B form. You want to learn those in all keys. You don't need to learn it for this song, but eventually you want to drill them in all keys and learn them so you can play any tune using these two forms. Now you're not just going to use the A form and the B form. You're going to also use root position chords and second inversion. You're going to use those occasionally. But for the most part, to get the sound, the Bill Evans sound, and to get the modern sound, you want to learn these chords, the A form and the B form, and be able to use them fluently, moving from one chord to the next. So let's look at the song My Romance. I'm going to start out with the C major 9 there in that first inversion. Now I use an F7 for this next chord just because I like the sound of the F7 moving to the E minor 7 there, so it's an E minor 7. So first inversion there. First inversion for the F9. There's your E minor 9. Now, it's not a 9, right? It's just an E minor 7. Why? Because if I add the 9, I'm going to get that sound. I don't want the 9 in there. So just take the 9 out. Next chord, diminish. Okay, so its reading is an F sharp diminished. It's really E flat diminished in first inversion. That'd be a G flat diminished. Takes us right to the D minor 9 there in first inversion. And there you have your G9 in third inversion to C major 9. See, it's reading. You see, so you have to, you have that bass note in there for it to read correctly. But anyway, that's the economy of motion right there. You can see C major. Notice how these are moving. If you try these out, you can see that they're moving stepwise or chromatically. That's the beauty of it, is how these rootless voicings just move slightly and you have economy of motion. Now, you really have to learn them, as 2-5-1s and get fluent with them before you can do this with ease. So the next chord now is the 2-5 into the A minor. So that's going to be B half diminished, E7, A minor. So I'm going to use that position. Third inversion, the first inversion, the third inversion. So I'm using the B form here. See, so that one. So that's why you practice the 2-5 once. And you can practice them in minor and in major. You know, this would be major. This is minor. So you want to practice them both ways, in both positions, A form and B form. But here now, you see, melody goes. Now, when I'm on the A minor, it's 2 measures of A minor. What am I going to do? Stay on an A minor? No, I'm going to create some harmonic movement. So what I do is I take A minor there, or there, see? And I move that bottom note down. A flat, G. Get some movement. Then the A7 here. Why A7? Third inversion with an augmented fifth, that chord there. Why that? Because I'm approaching, it's a 5 approaching a 1. It's an A7 approaching a D minor. So I want that same D minor first inversion, you know, first to third on the G7. Now the chord here is a C major, but I put a G minor 9 in there. I like that sound. It's something Bill Evans might have done, but then I can put the C7 there with a flat 9. And then I can put the F major there in third inversion. Remember the third inversion is the 7th on the bottom. First inversion is the 3rd on the bottom. If you remember that basic rule, you won't get mixed up with this. Now here I could play spread voicing if I wanted to. 2 hands type of thing. 2-hand chords. But if I want to play rootless, I'd go with that voicing, third inversion for the F major, then I'd go first inversion for the B flat there, and then C in first inversion. So when I'm moving from B flat to C, that's a stepwise movement. I retain the position. First inversion to first inversion. If I'm moving cyclically, I vary from A to the B form. I go, you know, like for instance, C minor I play in third inversion to F7 in first inversion to B flat in third inversion, or the opposite of that. I'd say C minor 9 in first inversion to F7 in third inversion to B flat major 9 in first inversion. So I alternate them when I'm playing cyclically. I retain the position if I'm playing stepwise or chromatic. That's the rule. Works every time perfectly. Okay, so now we ended up, okay, we did the 2-5-1 and 10. Now, we ended up here. F major. First time, yeah, to C. Second time I varied it. F. G flat, diminished, to C. Just to create an ongoing story, not to just repeat myself. Bill Evans always does that. Then we get to the F sharp minor. Now there I can use, there it is, F sharp minor 11. That's an 11 in the melody. So I can use the F sharp minor 9 or half diminished. I like the minor 9 there. And just the one move. So first inversion to third on the B7 to the E minor. Or same thing on the E minor there, first inversion, then the A. Now here, there, I'm playing like an A minor 9 here, but I'm putting the D in the bass, so it creates a D sus sound. It's really a nice sound. That's the 9 or the 4. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the 4 or the 11 for the D minor, D chord. 4, 7, 13, 9. Then I resolve it 4, 3 to G sus. Now we go up an octave. Same configuration in the left hand, but now I'm adding harmony in the right hand. Octaves and a harmony note. I'll get a big sound. Developing the story, building the story, creating more drama, right? Not repeating yourself. There. Oh, let's try it. There, we want that. There. Right? There. Big rich chorus. Right? Big. Now you can get that now with rootless voicings in the left hand and big sound in the right hand. Octaves and harmony note. Not too much, you don't want too much in the right hand, but just enough to make it very full. Like this is beautiful Bill Evans type of sound. Now here I go back down to the lower octave. Why? Because I did the big drama there. Now I'm just going to calm it down a little bit. And I'm going to play double the bass line here. Because it sounds good. There. Now up to the rootless on the B flat. Third inversion. A minor. 7. Third inversion. And then retaining it for the A flat. Third inversion. G sus, third inversion. Now here what I did was I played G sus for 2 measures up to B flat sus. So I'm just putting my little stamp of my personality into this arrangement there by doing this extension at the end. Bill Evans doesn't do that, but I like it. Tritone substitute on the D flat altered chord, sharp 11, 13. So it's an 8-bar extension that I like to add to this arrangement to give it my own personal stamp. And that's what you want to do. You want to find your own personal way of playing a song. Put your own personal touches in there and your harmonic touches or whatever you want to do. But I'm showing you now, I've tried to show you how I would have interpreted, according to the Bill Evans style of playing, interpreted the rootless voicings and voice leading using economy of motion. How one chord moves to the next in slight increments, slight movement, just half steps, whole steps. And using the A form and the B form. You want to drill those, watch my videos, get my book that has these all laid out for you. This is what you need to learn to be a contemporary pianist, jazz pianist. You want to learn these rootless voicings and learn how to do this. So I hope this helped, and we'll have a sign-off now. Signing off from the Jazz Ranch. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this version of My Romance and my interpretation of the Bill Evans style, his sound using rootless chords and how to use them in this song. So please write to me. I love to hear from you. I always respond to all comments if you give me enough time. And until next time, I'll say in the words of my great friend upstairs, Hermie Dressel, swing loose. And we'll see you next time around. Bye-bye.